A brand new Arc Raiders update is giving you the chance to get 2 of the most overpowered blueprints in the game for free. And all you have to do is... oh my god. If you log into Arc Raiders, head to Raider, then Projects, you'll see a brand new project, Trophy Display, where you can commit specific resources and get rewards for doing it, which does include both the Bobcat and Snaphook blueprints. And today I'll show you exactly what items you need, where to go to get them, and how to complete this amazingly overpowered project. There are 5 steps in the Trophy Display project, and step 1 obviously is the easiest, and it definitely gets harder significantly with each step. On step 1, you need 3 rusted bolts, 15 pop triggers, 15 tick pods, and 5 surveyor vaults. Rusted bolts I was able to find on Dam at the Dome Complex. I got them sitting on one of these rusted carts and inside a red locker in the same room. Typically though, you can get them in both industrial and mechanical zones, which you can find by looking at your map while in a raid. Above each POI, there is going to be a small icon above the name, which represents what kind of zone it is, and the best places to go are container storage, vehicle maintenance, and shipping warehouse on Spaceport, scrapyard, primary facility, and dome complex on Dam, and assembly workshops and loading bay on Stella. Next are the pop triggers, which you get by looting the pops, which are the little white rolling balls that kamikaze you while you're trying to loot. They spawn on any map in most major buildings. They're super easy to find and easy to kill if you shoot them before they start sprinting at you. Next are the tick pods, which you get by killing the ticks, or the little spiders that suck your face off. They also spawn inside most major buildings, and you'll know you found one because they make a distinct noise before jumping on you. And finally, the hardest item to get on page 1 is the Surveyor Vault. These can only be found by shooting and looting arc surveyors, which are large rolling arc balls that open up and point a big blue bright laser in the sky, which is the easiest way to find them. Just spawn in and look around and see if you can find the laser. And if you do see it, sprint towards it. And although they do technically spawn on every map, they are not guaranteed. And the best way to find them is by doing these 2 things. Number 1, if you see an electromagnetic storm event happening on any map, join in. They're most likely to spawn during these events, although they're harder to find because like visibility's low. And number 2, go to Spaceport, where they most commonly spawn. You can find them by container storage, the main launch tower, and near the northeast corner of the map. They take quite a bit of ammo to kill, but once you do, you'll get a handful of the surveyor vaults. And remember to loot the pieces of armor that fall off of them as you shoot. These typically will have vaults inside. Once you find all these resources, you'll be rewarded with 10 mod components, 3 power rods, 10 raider tokens, and the light gun parts blueprint. Not bad, but the rewards get much better with step 2. To complete it, you will need 10 spotter relays, 3 expired respirators, 20 wasp drivers, and 15 hornet drivers. Starting with the spotter relays, which are kind of harder to get than you think. These do not come from snitches, which are the little or like circle things that fly around and scan the ground to try to find you, and then they shoot a laser beam in the sky and then spawn a bunch of arc. It's not those ones. Those are snitchers, or snitches. Spotter relays come from their evil cousin, the spotters, which specifically fly around a bombardier. Spotters will work together with the bombardier. Once they locate you, the bombardier will start shooting rockets at you, so it's important to lure them away from the bombardier and kill them so you can loot in peace. To find them, you're going to want to check these places. On Buried City, the parking garage rooftop, Murano Park, and Plaza Rosa or Main Street. On Dam Battlegrounds, heading to water treatment control elevator and primary facility. Spaceport, places like vehicle maintenance and around the trench. And on Blue Gate, places like Raiders Refuge and Traffic Tunnel. Next are the expired respirators, which you can find in pretty much any laboratory or medical zone, like the testing annex on Dam where I found mine, or in the Buried City Hospital. Wasp drivers come from wasps, which are the flying arc enemies with small machine guns, and hornet drivers come from the hornets, which are the ones that tase you. If you want to be super effective while you're going about these 2 flying arc things, bring what's called seeker grenades, which are basically mini wolf packs that hit one enemy at a time, and you can take down the wasps and the hornets pretty quickly with them. And once you complete this step and return all of these items, it gets much better for the rewards. You'll get 3 Vita spray, 3 photo cloaks, 20 Raider tokens, and the Vita Shot blueprint. Photoelectric cloaks are kind of cool because you can use them to disguise yourself from arc. You basically use it, and for a specific amount of time, arc enemies around you won't fire at you or see you, so it's nice to get away with it. Now on to step 3, which is really hard, especially if you're a solo or low-level raider. You'll need 10 arc performance steel, 5 shredder gyros, 10 leaper pulse units, and 5 bastion cells. And I would highly recommend stacking up on these items and saving them in your inventory, even if you're not on this step quite yet, because it could be kind of hard to get these. Arc Performance Steel can be found in pretty much any of the larger Arc enemies, like the Leapers, Bastions, Bombardiers, Surveyors, and the Matriarch, and some others. So while you're farming the Shredders, Leapers, and Bastions that you need for this step, make sure to pick up the Arc Performance Steel. The Shredder Gyro comes from the Shredder, which exclusively spawns on Stella Montis, and the tricky part with it is that you typically only get one per Shredder, and it's not a guaranteed drop. So you need 5 of these. You're going to have to do a lot. The Leaper gives you typically 3 to 4 pulse units per Leaper, so you will need to defeat 3 to 4 of them. And the Bastion typically drops 3 to 4, sometimes up to 6, so you could get lucky, kill one, and have all the 5 you need. Then by completing this step, you get the real sauce. A kinetic converter, 3 anvil splitters, which makes the anvil one of the most overpowered weapons, 30 Raider tokens, and the shotgun silencer blueprint. Now, those rewards are great, but they're not nearly as great as the ones you get from step 4, which requires 10 arc synthetic resin, 10 magnetic accelerators, 8 rocketeer drivers, and 3 queen reactors. The arc synthetic resin will most likely drop from larger arc enemies, so Leapers, Bastions, Shredders, Bombardiers, Surveyors, Queen, Matriarch, which means you should definitely save it when you find it from defeating any of these things. Magnetic accelerators both spawn on the map in high-tier loot zones, which are basically zones with a red outline on them on your map, and from these arc enemies: Shredders, Bastions, Bombardiers, Leapers, and Surveyors. Shredders are the highest source. Rocketeer drivers are obviously from Rocketeers, which take 2 wolf packs to kill, and tend to drop an average of 2 to 4 drivers each, so you'll need a couple. And finally, the 3 queen reactors, which you get by fighting and looting the queen. You can find it by looking at the maps and picking the one with the harvester event happening. I would personally recommend trying to get into friendly solo lobbies and then teaming up with the lobby to take it down, because if you go in with trios, even friendly trios, well, didn't work out well for me. Oh my god. Ah! Run! No! No! This is crazy. Oh my god. Go up the zipline! No! Big tip here, when fighting the queen, you're going to want to shoot off the armor plates on its legs. Then shoot the yellow parts in the joints of its legs. And then once the core is exposed, you can shoot that until it's dead. But the big tip is when you shoot the armor off the legs, loot that piece quickly. They typically will contain queen reactors inside of them. And once you get your 3, you should get the hell out, which is what I wish I did. And for doing all of this, you get one of the greatest blueprints in the entire game. You'll get a Bobcat 4, 5 wolf packs, 40 Raider tokens, and yes, the Bobcat blueprint. But it's not over here. There's still one more step and one more amazing blueprint that is kind of a must. Step 5, you must turn in 5 Exodus modules, 3 Geyser counters, 8 Bombardier cells, and 3 Matriarch reactors. Exodus modules drop from the following arc enemies: Bastions, Shredders, Bombardiers, and Surveyors, and the Queen event enemies. And they also can be looted out of these high-tier loot areas: arc facilities and exterior battle zones in Dam, trench maintenance industrial areas in Spaceport, heavy arc patrol sectors in Blue Gate, and in high-tier loot zones during the Harvester or Queen events. Then you'll need 3 Geiger counters, which can only be found really on one map: Stella Montis, the place where few men survive. I'd recommend just getting a free kit, just taking a free kit and going into Stella and going to these 3 places: the assembly and assembly workshops, the business center interiors, and the medical research lab. Then you'll need 8 Bombardier cells, which you can get while trying to defeat the Matriarch, because the Matriarch spawns in every single arc enemy you could possibly imagine except Shredders. So you're gonna get Rocketeers, Leapers, Bombardiers, literally everything. Honestly, the most strategic way to go about this entire display case is to go after the Matriarch and get the Leaper things that you need, get the Bombardier cells, Rocketeer, the Bastion. Like, go for the Matriarch first, get the Matriarch if you can, because you do need 3 Matriarch reactors, and get all of these other pieces as well. It's going to be very helpful. And you can also get the Wasp drivers too, because the Matriarch will spawn those as well. Bombardier drops 3 to 4 cells a piece, sometimes 6 if you're very lucky, so you're going to need 2 to 4. They do hit hard though, and they have rockets, so go for the legs, use wolf packs if you have them, and good luck. Then you'll need 3 Matriarch reactors, which I will give the same advice as I gave for the Queen. I would highly recommend going into solos, into friendly solo lobbies, and teaming up with people to take out the Matriarch. Basically just head to the Matriarch and sit around until a bunch of other people come up, talk and communicate with everybody, take it down together, and get your stuff and get out. Same thing with the matriarch. When you shoot off those leg plates, like the defensive leg plates, it will probably have matriarch reactors inside, so loot those fast. And the big trick with the matriarch and even with the queen is using dead mines. Now, a dead mine can be bought for 30,000 space dollars from Apollo in the shop, and you can buy one once per day, or if you find the blueprint, you can craft it yourself. In solos, you only need 4 dead mines to kill the matriarch, but to do it is pretty difficult. First, there's a protective plate, an armor plate on the top of the matriarch. You have to shoot that off. Then once that's off, you need to use a snap hook to snap hook your way to the top, on top of the matriarch. Much easier said than done. Then you can place up to 2 dead mines at a time on top of the core. You need to zip off or run off because the dead mines will kill you if you don't. They will hit the matriarch, and then you have to do the same thing again. Zip up on top, drop the 2 dead mines, and go away, and you'll kill it with 4. Very hard to do, though. I tried, and it didn't go well. What the hell is going on? Also, a very big tip for the matriarch and the queen is people loot them so fast. I killed 2 or 3 the other day, and I didn't get a single reactor because by the time I got there, which was almost immediately after it was dead, it had already been fully looted. So when you see these armor plates fall off of the matriarch or the queen, loot them immediately if you can without dying. And once the queen or matriarch starts smoking or is on fire, run to it and make sure you're literally underneath it when it blows up. Otherwise, you probably will miss the loot. And also, don't be an ass and shoot people as they're looting. This is not PvP. And once you complete this final step, you are rewarded with glory, 2 snap hooks, 1 Aphelion, 50 Raider tokens, and the one and only snap hook blueprint, which is probably the most useful item in the entire game. So good luck, my friends, getting this trophy case complete, and subscribe if you haven't already. See you in the next one. And I've officially completed the trophy display built case. This is what it looks like on the right. Not very exciting. But what is exciting is the Howl emote, the Jupiter that you get, the acoustic guitar, legendary, great, 5 energy clips, and 300,000 space dollars. And that is how you complete the trophy display. Worth it. Oh, man.